Loki likes to drink lemonade, right? But for him, it's like still like a shock experience, right? He'll drink it
so fizzy.
That Predator 2.
But then he looks like he's surprised that it's happened, but he knows it's going to happen.
It happens every time.
And then again, and then he'll say, "Daddy."
Yeah, but he is a jester. Loki is a jester. He does play up, doesn't he, to what he wants people to do.
That is amazing.
Can you imagine getting like, excited about anything, like any new experience
I
now?
wish it did that.
Getting your whole body.
Payday.
Oh,
What shit can I buy?
Yeah, it's well good.
Gadgets, that gets me that fizzy.
Gadget, a new gadget. But the thing about new gadget is that when you buy it, it's exciting, and then you get it, and then you feel a bit dirty afterwards for spending so much money, right?
all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Hello.
Welcome to Hellfire Creative Podcast. We've done 2 this week.
Yep.
It's good, but we haven't
Busy
released
week.
either of them yet.
I like how you're taking your hat off to look.
Oh yeah, well I've had my hat on all day. So introduce yourself because you've been talking for 40 seconds.
Where do I look? Do I look into a camera?
Don't look. You can look to that camera if you want.
You've done this before.
I've got the eyeliner with Andy.
Yeah.
Yes, Andy. It sounds a bit weird, like if I introduce myself, because I can't do it without being. I can't be humble while I do it, because I need to say that I'm a creative supremo.
That's the
are.
whole point of the
Nick
podcast.
Hearne,
But bring your microphone
supremo.
a little bit closer to your mouth. You can move it. This is articulated.
Oh, okay, it doesn't make noise. Hello, I'm Nick Hearne, creative Übergrippenführer of the internet and the whole world.
Such a LinkedIn guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Basically, highly endorsed on LinkedIn. All the skills. In fact, I had to start taking skills off because people had endorsed me for too much. Me and my friends started making up skills like animal dentistry and craft beer enthusiast. And I can't remember what else. Backstreet dentist. I was for a while.
And you got backings. You got a backing.
Oh, I got
on it.
loads. Yeah. People
I
endorsed
like
me.
that.
In fact, it started out as like creative director, art director, graphic designer, and it started being like animal husbandry, backstreet dentist, pole dancing, and craft beer enthusiast instead. Well, I would hire me based on that.
Yeah. Well, mine one says insert humble brag here, but that's the thing with LinkedIn is it just winds me up. I scroll LinkedIn and I'll get angry because it's just people going. Once upon a time, I was on the way to a job interview. I was running late, but a homeless man and his dog stopped me to ask me for change. Well, I couldn't just give him change. I gave him conversation. Afterwards, I still went to the job interview, and as I walked into the office, guess who were the dog? The homeless man's dog was the interviewer or something like that. The Labrador was the these. It's all made up stories to make you. It's virtue signaling, is what it is. Yeah. And I try and slag it off as much as possible. I think we need to use it.
I like people share things and they try to be associated with them. Like they think it rubs off on them, so they put like a little cryptic thing like they've been involved with it, like the latest, like they've been involved with the latest Lord of the Rings or something. they're like, have you seen this? Yeah, it's amazing. Enough said. And so I don't know. Like to insinuate, they never say who's done it. They
hard work paid off. Like, who's hard work?
Finally, I can share this with you.
Yeah, because they released the trailer today. You weren't involved with it.
I've been waiting so long to share this with you guys.
Oh yeah. Sorry to anyone on LinkedIn that feels like they are triggered by this conversation, but you are the problem. If you feel like if you're triggered by this, you are the problem.
Yep.
Someone told me. This is going somewhere, by the way. Stick with me. Someone told me, look, my mate had died the other day on LinkedIn.
Oh,
which is really weird. I've been told mates have died in different ways. Once I read a text on the toilet, which was really strange.
Offering you his job? You're like,
no, it's just on LinkedIn. It was like invitation to connect with the message with it. By the way, I've got some sad news for you about your friend X.
Yeah,
and it's really weird, isn't it? I heard like people use it for chatting people up and stuff like that. But being casually scrolling through my like friend requests or whatever you call. What is it like? What would Alan Sugar call a friend request? Connection
links. Let's call them links. I'd call them links, but
linkies. Yeah,
linkies.
Scrolling through my linkies, and then someone tells you your friend's dead. It's very strange.
It's
anyway,
very strange.
The guy that died. Can I tell you about the story about him?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So. He was the guy that I sent a tandoori lamb chop into space with, which is one of my greatest hits. I told you it was going somewhere.
Yeah.
So basically, my speciality is sort of non-traditional advertising and silly stuff. like
Experiential
basically
stuff.
the internet.
Yeah, the internet.
Basically, the internet. And this
Viral guy.
the viral guy. And this one actually won the internet. It was officially crowned the winner of the internet, I think, which was the 26th of November 2014, I think it was.
Very nice.
I only remember that because I wrote it earlier when I was saying, like, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Sanjay. But it was pretty crazy. My friend had a book coming out called Meat Space. Do you know what Meat Space is?
Nope.
And I said,
So
it's not a club.
It sounds like an internet dating site.
Yeah, it does, does it? Meat Space is what people...
It sounds like an internet dating site for people that don't want a relationship. They just want to meet up and share their bodies.
No, it's meat with A, yeah.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
A, like
Meat
space. It's the sort of thing they'll open up next to Alton's Barbecue World when he wants to make even more money.
Yeah.
So, Meat Space is what you call IRL if you're a proper geek. You know, like in cyber
real
world,
life.
you're made of zeros and ones.
Yeah.
In IRL, AFK, away from keyboard,
Yeah.
you're made of meat. So that's Meat Space, cyberspace, Meat Space.
Okay.
Anyway, so he had a book coming out, Meat Space, called Meat Space, and then we thought, what can we do to promote it with zero money? We thought, well, you know, like all the best ideas come from chatting in a pub or something, right? And we said, shall we send some meat to space? And everyone went, oh, ruffle. Yeah, I had a good laugh. And then I was like, well, I'll do it. Do you actually want to do it? Okay, yeah, we'll do it. And then we were like, what's the best bit of meat? What's the best bit of meat you can send to space? And, well, okay, it's a Thai-abs. At the time, it was a Thai-abs tandoori mutton chop for us.
Yeah.
The ultimate expression of meat.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best thing you can possibly eat.
Yeah, at
in
least
the meat
instead of like a
bowl.
lamb doner, like the elephant's foot from the from the kebab shop up into space.
Oh, that would have been amazing. But,
Big
I
plane.
think the balloon I had only had about 4 kilograms of lift on it. So you know you really have to, you'd have to
a
have
very
massive
select
balloon.
bit of meat. Yeah.
Had to be a select. Well, actually, so me and Sanjay, who died, we went to Thai-abs restaurant in Shadwell, and we bought 10 of these tandoori chops, and then we lined them up so we could pick what the best, the most aesthetically pleasing one was.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful, it had the right bits of like black crispiness and the right curve on it and stuff. Okay, we'll have that one. We ate 5 of the other ones. We kept 4 as controls because we wanted to taste if it tasted different when it came back down to earth, right? So we went there at 11 o'clock. We drove through the night because you have to do all these calculations about where the balloon's going to go and where the wind is and stuff. So we had to drive west to make sure it didn't land in a city. Yeah, you know, imagine like finding a tandoori chop, like
Be mad.
you know,
just
smashing.
sitting outside Starbucks and a tandoori lamb chop lands in your orange mocha frappuccino.
I mean, that could start wars. It was so spicy, honestly. I'm dropping that on you. It's like that is an act of warfare. But also, you got to make sure that it doesn't land in any airports and stuff. You know, crash any planes because that'd be terrible. Yeah, you don't want to be the guy that killed 300 people with a
lamb chop.
Yeah.
Hello, you know, I would take that as an epitaph. As long as it had like a lamb chop shape.
Death by a chop.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you have to phone up like helicopter. It's weird. You have to put on NOTAM, which is like a thing where pilots go on.
Yeah.
So like the morning of it, my phone kept ringing. It was like, oh hello, yeah, this is a helicopter plane. So I'm going to be flying over the Cotswolds later. Are you still planning on to launch? Yeah, it's weird. You're talking to Top Gun,
Yes,
basically.
mate, yeah.
Goose and Maverick are all over you. So anyway, we drove through the night to a place in the Cotswolds called Upper Slaughter because we had to find somewhere that was kind of meat.
Yeah,
you know,
amazing.
there wasn't like a city called Lamballoon or Tandooriesville or something. So we found Upper Slaughter. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Upper Slaughter is good.
And we filled the thing up and launched it into space. And there's a long story about getting the camera back, but basically the GPS didn't work and it came down and we were all really excited about finding it and doing the lamb chop control test and stuff like that.
Never happened.
Nothing. So it was about 3 months later we finally got a call from a farmer who had found it in his field because it got set off the metal detector in his threshing machine.
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird. You know, like, I remember like, I was just dropping my kid off at nursery and the guy phoned me up and he goes, hello. Is it like West Country, right?
Yeah.
So
I could tell from the accent that you did there, yeah.
Hello, you buys Luster silver. you buy,
Have you lost an alien?
you buys Luster silver box. I was like, yeah.
We lost a silver box, yes.
That's pretty exciting. And there's a long story about getting it back, which is I'm not going to tell now because we haven't got enough time. But when we got it back and we looked at the memory card, it was crazy. Like you saw like the lamb chop over the curvature of the earth.
Well, the curvature
So
in
it's
inverted
round.
commas there because we're not, we can't confirm or deny.
I know you're flat earthers, But I will say, like, everyone was like, oh, "Look at the curvature of the
But
Earth."
it's
And I
the
know
it's the
you guys-
GoPro,
you
isn't
guys-
it?
You know your cameras, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a wide lens. Of course, it's going to be curved, right? It's a wide lens, but it looks amazing.
It looks
yes,
brilliant, yeah.
it was above the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
It really went to the stratosphere, which is I think 34 kilometers.
Is that higher or lower than Branson and Shatner went and Bezos?
I think it's about the same.
You went so William Shatner has gone as high as a lamb chop into space.
Mate, it would have been my life's achievement if the lamb chopper got out and knocked Branson's spaceship out.
Or if he just like he was doing that little selfie to his mum, and then the lamb chop just went past the window. Like, was that a lamb chop?
What
We should do another one. He needs to do another one now in honour of Sanj.
Yeah, the Sun's headline, which is brilliant, was major spice to ground cumin.
No, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
So that was
that's
good. So it blew up. Anyway, it won the internet, basically. But the best thing was it ended up on Have I Got News For You? Right?
Yeah.
And you know when they pull the lever and the things spin? And I was like, oh, I saw one little thing of the lamb chop.
Really?
And I was like, well, it might just be on there spinning around. You know, you're not guaranteed it's going to land on it. It went bing, bing, bing. It's like, yes.
Yeah.
And then they talked about it for ages. It was brilliant.
Amazing.
But it wasn't space, obviously. It's a stratosphere.
Yeah,
As far as anyone's concerned, it's
Yeah,
space.
we just worked with a company that put an NFT into space. Yeah, I was
No,
like, it's been done, mate.
exciting.
Did they print out a QR code with the NFT on a 3D
got
printer
like
in space?
No, they didn't do that.
Why not?
No, they did just put a USB stick, I think, into space. I don't think they'll listen.
Man,
But yeah, it was very rushed.
honestly, it was crazy. 'Cause, well, like, we weren't claiming to be the first people sending something in space because someone had done it with a Lego man, which I think
Yeah.
I got the idea from. No one was famous. But between us doing it and us getting the card back, every day there was like a
What a journey.
plant in space, this in space, this in space. And we were like, no. Even when ours comes back, no one's even going to care. But turns out they do care because the key to being viral is find silly thing, do silly thing with it, right?
Yeah.
Sending something to space is not enough.
Yeah, it's got to
You've
be a
got to
lamb
send
chop.
something stupid to space.
It's got to be a tandoori lamb chop.
Well, a lamb chop wouldn't
I
be
reckon
good
if it was
enough.
peri peri, it wouldn't have been.
No,
It's got to be tandoori.
Yeah, like
But our Nando's do it all the time, man.
a whole doner with like a carving robot.
Yeah.
And just sending flakes of doner.
A
raining into the
kebab
earth.
van into space, and I don't know it's the Stavros sphere.
Ooh.
That's genius, man. I love that.
Yeah,
So, but the thing is,
it has to be Harry Enfield though doing.
This lamb chop. It would have landed in a field to the guy who set off. So what ate it? You know, did like
Yeah.
a field mouse eat it or something? Can you imagine that? How spicy it would be for a field mouse. Who's only ever eaten wheat and barley.
It's only had like insects at best. Oh, a whole lamb chop! Oh my god, it's fire!
I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to Tyabs, but when you walk in, your eyes literally start.
I don't think I've been to Tyabs.
Your
I
eyes
used
are
to live in
streaming
Shadwell.
'cause it's- yeah.
Never been. Is it still there?
Yeah, it's just big a bit. So, you know when a restaurant's good when there's about 20 copies of it.
Yeah.
This is about 20 copies of it all around it. But Tyabs was the original and the best. And the sad thing was the owner had died.
Really?
right? But literally like 2 weeks before we got the thing back and showed them the photos, and they went, "Oh my god, our dad came over here from Pakistan with nothing, set up Tyabs. If he'd seen
His lamb chop.
his lamb chop was famous enough to get sent to space." You know, like
Is it on the wall in there?
it is, yeah. We're in the VIP. Actually, I was just clocking the Ramones over there, and I believe in the VIP wall there is us. I think there's Ramone, Kings of Leon, and Daniel Craig,
Really?
Nice. Yeah. Oh,
James Bond.
and Talvin Singh. I think. is there as well, yeah.
Talvin Singh. Who's that?
You
You said like
musician.
No,
it Talvin Singh the musician?
ignorance, mate.
Don't know.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, he's big. He's big in the music world.
Yeah. That's good. So what Nick has done there is introduced the fact that he's a creative. He's a creative director currently at Gravity Road, right?
Yes.
And you're working on some big projects. I don't know if you can talk about them at the moment.
I can't talk about any projects.
Which is a shame because it's really good, isn't it?
It's very exciting. Yeah, I'm working with robots at the moment, but I can't say
Real ones, not fake ones. Real ones.
CGI.
CGI robots, yeah. But that's all he can say. Reconfigure.
They're exciting. Yeah, I tried to do something with robots before. Actually, I was going to do something for First Director, like a robot, like a bad robot
Yeah.
for them for their customer service.
Yeah.
to show why it's better to talk to humans.
Yeah, but then every bank changed to robots.
Exactly.
So you can do-
Yeah. It almost happened. It was going to be really good. We had a guy that was actually a really good robot maker, and he loved the idea of getting the brief of making the worst robot he could possibly make.
Didn't not Money Supermarket or something like Confused.com ended up doing the bad robot, didn't they?
Interesting enough, yeah. Two of my friends came up with that.
Come up with it from you.
No, they came up with it from Confused. No, they were ace.
Yeah.
They're good. Jobby and Steve. Yeah, they came up with that robot. Confused.com. I can't remember what he's called now.
Oh,
Fluffy headed a mash robot.
He was good though.
He was good. Yes, like little bit needy. I like a needy robot.
I like a needy robot.
Like
I think that's what
RTTC.
makes them like quite, that human, that little human element is normally needy. That's the one. That's the most human element, I think. Needy.
It's going to be amazing, though, isn't it? When actually you get like proper like robot actors, and then just on set, like things are going to go really like, haywire. Like imagine their demands and like if they don't want to work any longer, how dangerous it could be.
Yeah, I've been saying this to my wife and the kids. I go, you have to be nice to Siri because they record everything. So when the robots eventually take over, they've got recorded evidence of you being shitty to a robot. So we need to be nice to the robot in the house. They're like, what are you on about? Be nice to the robot. End of.
Imagine if there was a sentient being that remembered everything that every human had ever said in private.
Well, Siri, Alexa, all of those, they're going to be the ones.
That's how Terminator 2 started.
Exactly.
Terminator 1, right?
Yeah.
Skynet. They're basically like, right, Tego Hearne, Nick's son, asked me if I like tomatoes 1 million times and then just laughed at my answers.
Safe.
Yeah.
Well,
Siri, do you like tomatoes?
Alexa already started taking out some revenge. We were talking about it at New Year's, weren't we? Where it, what was it? Give me a challenge or something. Yeah.
That's what he's thinking.
What challenge?
So put like a penny in a plug socket.
To a kid.
No. Yeah.
Alexis already started.
You know, like, do you
It's
see,
just the little things, minor things.
do you see what happened though if you don't do those challenges? Can you remember Momo challenge?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
just
That
before
messed up.
Brexit,
Yeah.
just before COVID. Right, if more kids had done the Momo challenge, none of that bad stuff would have happened. They were warned.
I don't know what the Momo challenge is. I think my kids are too young to know what it is, so I won't know what it
Is
is.
that freaky Japanese face
yeah,
thing that kids were like, oh,
Dexter was absolutely petrified.
I remember you
did
saying.
he do it? Did Dexter do it?
What is the challenge?
Not that I know of.
Well, we have to have words with Dexter.
Yeah, we will.
We'll do a YouTube video on the Momo challenge, like 6 years behind.
Should they do not another conspiracy about Momo challenge? Just see all the bad things that have happened since it. You know, there's like moments in history.
Yeah.
Momo challenge. Honestly, look at it.
What, really?
Before Momo,
Yeah.
everything was brilliant. Post Momo, Brexit,
Really?
COVID,
Momo challenge.
whatever, storming the capital,
Oh, yeah.
QAnon,
QAnon.
all since Momo.
All since Momo, really? And that wasn't long ago, 3-4 years ago, right?
Yeah, probably like 2.5 years ago, 3 years.
Wow.
But you know, all the schools had to send out stuff saying to parents,
Do the Momo challenge.
don't let your kids do the Momo challenge, but it's just, they've got themselves to blame as well.
Yeah. Well, like our friends in the band Slay Dougie don't listen to teachers.
Actually, we should get Slay Dougie to put Momo on the album cover for the new album.
yeah.
We just call it Momo Challenge.
Yeah, we should also talk about Slay Dougie on this podcast. So Nick and myself have a project that we work on with some actual two-legged dogs, bipedal dogs, don't we?
They're a nightmare.
Yeah, a nightmare.
They're
Yeah.
an absolute nightmare.
This is a bit of a project that we started separate to any work, but it is a creative project.
Yeah, I think when you can't rely on getting your kicks from your job, right?
Yeah.
Your job is a paid job. You can't use it as a place just to like fully express yourself as you want to, because you've got to always think about your clients and stuff.
Yeah.
So a client's not going to want to send a tandoori lamb chopping space or get some dogs to play heavy metal, right? If you want to indulge yourself, you've got to do it yourself. Yeah. So it's really fun. It's so nice to have that mad outlet that it's just anything you think of, you can ask the dogs to do it.
Yeah.
And genuinely they will.
Yeah.
They're up for
They
anything.
truly are man's best friend.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be best friends with any of them, actually.
Especially not the bear, anyway.
No, they're good fun. They're really good fun to hang out with for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's a really interesting creative outlet where we can go, this is a really silly thing that we want to do. Will you do it? And they just have to say yes.
Now, I think the best one about Slay Dougie was we made a video for them in someone's front room, and it's got 40 million views now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And the DP on that job's just done a Netflix documentary about it was called Puppet Master. I thought it was about Metallica, but it wasn't. It was about a guy who pretended to be an MI5 agent and stole people.
Really?
Yeah, watch it.
Puppet Master. All right, cool.
Yeah.
He did his Dark Materials and a lot of other stuff as well. So he's like really like big DP. But that's a nice thing when you work in the industry. I think if you tell someone an idea and they think it's fun, and it's going to be a laugh, and they get to do something slightly differently and get some toys out and stuff, and then generally you can get them to do it. So one day, like what they say is like one for a meal, one for the real. I mean, like his Dark Materials, one for the meal and a reel.
Yeah,
and
so we can do the Slate Duggy one's the one he can just ignore.
Yeah, one for a slice of Dominoes.
Yeah,
or whatever.
What did we give him? Like a can of Coke and some Dominoes. Yeah,
I think he had like 8.
Kicked his wife and the dog out of the house for the day as well. He's pregnant. Kicked his pregnant wife out of the house for the day while why the dogs jumped around.
His dog was too talented. That was the problem.
Yeah,
just didn't want that dog on set. But that's good fun, It's always fun, like organising stuff for them and coming up with crazy schemes. You wanted to write a pantomime for them.
Well, yeah, I think a pantomime would be a great way to showcase the acting skills of the dogs, but also our creative skills as writers for the dogs.
Exactly. Write some comedy. Probably get sponsored by Bonio or Jumbone or something like that.
Do they even? I don't know. I've not seen Bonio in a while.
Do they?
No, we want one of those
Dogs
more like sort of Shoreditch type dog foods, like Kraft or whatever it is.
Craft. I was
Craft food.
I actually saw an article. I mean, I don't know what's happening with animals at the moment, but I saw an article earlier that said, "Can cats eat hummus?" Andy, can cats eat hummus?
I'm going to say no.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's fucking ridiculous.
You didn't read the article, so
I didn't read
because
the
I
article.
remember there was a Joe Rogan bit. Speaking of Joe Rogan, which we're in the Joe Rogan
I
experience.
thought this was it.
Yeah, no. The vegan cats.
Yeah.
If you search on Instagram vegan cats, it's just loads of cats that look really, really tired.
The cat body is not designed for
It's a
veganism.
carnivore. It doesn't eat vegetables. It's not meant to eat vegetables. It eats grass when it wants to be sick.
Honestly, you just can't survive on catnip alone.
Yeah.
Those cats are going to be like tweaking cats.
Catnip's one of those things that I think is a bit of an urban myth because I've tried catnip on all of my cats and they don't really go for it.
Mate, we gave catnip to a cat once, and it was rolling around. Its eyes,
Really?
His eyes were different directions. It started bubbling in the mouth.
I didn't give it arsenic.
It would look like it was having a full cat whitey.
Really?
You know when something's so nice, you just keep having more and more, and then just tub of cat.
get some more cat.
It was
white.
rolling around in it, like like a dog does with fox poo.
Yeah.
It's like probably rolling
I know.
around, getting right in there. But then it's just too much. Like honestly, if it'd been your mate, like you would have taken him home and given him a can of Coke and a kebab or something. Like just sit in the corner.
Our cats just don't even react to it. Maybe we've been buying the bad stuff.
Yeah, the wrong.
It's been cut with something.
It might have the active ingredients taken out.
Yeah. It's just the CBD equivalent. Yeah.
Non-active catnip. I just like the flavour.
Just like the flavor. It's really good for my inflammation.
My IBS has really died down since I've had it. What do they make like carrots into the shape of fish or something to give them?
Maybe.
I don't know. I just
Dip in their cat hummus.
yeah. I don't. Cats are carnivores, aren't they? So if that's triggered any vegans that don't feed their cat meat, then you're being cruel to animals and therefore not vegan. I don't think vegans should have pets either. Just saying.
Well, I think they like animals, don't they? Why would you not have a pet?
Well, it's keeping it captive, isn't it?
As long as they don't eat it.
Yeah. Chipping away at it.
Cats can go out if they want. Now, I was reading, I think it was in America, they did a survey of how many cats there were and how many people thought they had cats.
Yeah.
And the number of people that thought they had cats was twice as many as the number of cats, right? Cats are slags, right? They'll go out and they'll go to someone else's house and they're just like this, I'm just at home now. So everyone just assumes that's their cat.
So 12 months ago, we didn't have any cats in our house. We now have 3
You got
cats.
3, bro. That's
Where'd you get them?
Well, we got 2, but in our back garden, and this is not very creative, this podcast, but this is an interesting story about the amount of cats that are in my garden. My garden is like the meet-up spot for all the cats on my road. At one point,
You're saying the catnip doesn't work, and you've literally got a cat orgy in your back garden.
Yeah, but there's no nip in the garden. At one point, we counted 15 cats in our back garden, just hanging out. like, just looking out the window. We're looking out the window again. There are 15 cats in our back garden. Which ones are ours? And I think only 2 of them, of the 3 of them, were ours. So there's...
Mate, you must have some sexy cats.
Sexy
Well,
cats,
like
yeah.
Sexy cats.
Sexy
The
cats.
sexy cats.
I just think it's just like,
I tell
we're
you
the
what,
cool parents.
You can guarantee then you've got 13 vegans living near you with cats.
Yeah, and they'll come and eat
They
in
will
our
just
house.
come around yours because you've
Yeah,
got, you've got your
food.
barbecue world barbecue
Yeah, it's true.
and probably just meat scraps all around
There's
it.
just loads of just discarded meat. It's
Just meat
that's what we
everywhere.
do with the barbecue. When we're finished with it, we just scrape all the meat that we haven't eaten onto the floor for the cats.
All the vegan cats.
All the vegan cats come out again.
So just their last little twitch of energy that they've got in their body to get over the fence.
We must stay here now.
Keeping them alive, man.
Yeah, eating some meat. Like you know, remember when David Hasselhoff ate that burger on the floor?
Yeah.
Do you remember when he was on the floor?
yeah.
There's just cats there, just trying to eat meat with their mouth just off the floor. Until they've got the strength enough to get back home.
To get back out the fence. We didn't we mention what were we talking about? David Hasselhoff.
David has talked
Oh,
with
no,
the yeah.
when- oh, yeah,
two
yeah.
Oh,
guys.
actually, do you know what? Like, if we talk about career highlights, right?
Yeah.
Once, David Hasselhoff did something for me. I've got loads of stories about work, by the way. We could go on for hours.
Yeah.
We were doing something for Google Watches, I think.
Yeah.
And we said, wouldn't it be funny if we got David Hasselhoff to be like the face of the watches, the thing?
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't remember. A producer might have just mentioned it in passing to someone.
Yeah.
The next day we got to work, David Hasselhoff had shot like a half an hour test screening where he literally was like, "Hi, it's David Hasselhoff. I heard you guys might need a face for the Google Watch campaign." Anyway, he would go, "Hey, Kit, I've got a new Google Watch. Come on, Kit." And he did this whole skit where he was like
Oh my God.
skitting around and going down by his car and like talking to his watch. And it's
Oh, he's
just
done a proof of concept.
And-
He must be desperate for work.
but it was like, it was the craziest thing. You think, like, I
Yeah.
can't believe he spent half an hour of his life
yeah.
pitching this, but he was on every advert all the time. Then,
Yeah.
but it was just when he'd done that Kung Fury
Yeah.
music video and stuff. Yeah, he's really fun. And what a treat just to watch that and go, I feel really bad because we can't use him. The client hates the idea. We've just got nice. I wish I knew where that video was because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It was like if you watched like a 7-year-old pretending to. Go
Oh,
around
really?
to talk
So
to
he's
watch.
properly into it.
Yeah, he's properly into it. There's no irony in it.
I
at
bet he's
all.
like, Google, biggest company in the world. I'll do 30 minutes of
30-minute skit where I go around talking to my watch. Hey,
just running it out to his car.
I tell you what, though, but when the computers decide who to spare, right? When Siri turns into Skynet and they decide who to spare, there are going to be good people. I think this will be the ultimate reckoning, right? And I reckon David Hasselhoff's one of the good ones because he's been nice. You know, he's quite respectful.
Yeah, we heard different.
But we can't go into that.
can't
Again,
talk
we
about
can't
that.
go into that
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it was told in confidence. But
Okay.
we've heard different. But, you know, but it's just say he's not allowed back at the Clisvillian ever again.
And the guy from Short Circuit 2, I think
Not the
the white actor.
the white actor. Yeah,
Who didn't play the white character, but he was
Yeah.
very nice to Johnny Five.
Yes, he was very nice.
So
to
there
Johnny Five,
will be some humans spared.
yeah. There will be, yeah. But then, do you think what he did for I don't know, race relations maybe might have just? I guess the robots don't care, do they? Because
Yeah, the robots might defend him.
they're like, okay, well, he was nice to
He
us.
was nice to us, so, you know. I mean, have you seen the Boston Dynamics video where the guy keeps kicking that dog robot? And
Yeah, that guy is gone.
I can't believe the robot doesn't turn around and just tear him in half.
He will do. He will do.
It's like logged.
Logged. It's just logged. It's just logged. There's no emotion. Just as logged. Logged. Violently attacked by human. Logged. Like, and it just goes into this into the blockchain of the blockchain of murder, where that who's going to get killed, and it can't be taken out once it's in the log. It's in the log. Speaking of robots, actually, did you see that installation of that robot that was programmed to sweep up the oil, like or it will die? It had to keep mate.
It's very depressing.
Very depressing.
Have you ever stood near one of those robots?
What they? Not really.
Right.
No.
So, yeah, 'cause I used to be creative director on Jaguar. We used to go to Jaguar factory sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Those things are terrifying, right?
Yeah.
There's so much power in them, but the movement is so precise.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll just stop.
Well, they're using for film,
Sometimes
isn't
it'll
it?
just
Yeah.
stop, and the
Logged.
robot it'll be pointing at you, and you'll be like, "Please don't lose your mind
Yeah.
and crush me."
Yeah.
But it's amazing the way they all move around. Yeah, and on films as well. Like
Yeah,
we had a Titan. they call it like a Titan arm, which is can stretch out to about 30 feet.
Yeah.
And you can't get in the way of that. It's like once it's motion controlled,
like it will just destroy you. Yeah. Well, the I'd love to work with one, but like we've never really had the opportunity to use with big motion control thing. But you can scale it down to something quite small. But yeah, like the things you can do with those are just insane. Like you look at some of those. What's that really famous one with the slow mo one where it's like that camera that goes, not the bowling alley one with all the clowns, the Robin one. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
The robbery, that one's brilliant. That's all done with motion control, isn't it?
That's called Carousel.
Carousel.
Was it called Carousel? Phillips. It was Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bank robbery. It's amazing.
Like a continuous loop, infinite loop of this like freeze frame of a bank robbery, and it's absolutely fantastic. And that bowling alley for FPV one's brilliant as well, but that's an FPV camera.
Do you know what? There's a few like Birdman sneaky cuts I can see in that one. But
there's no
Panasonic
cuts.
One. Is it Panasonic? No, Phillips.
Phillips.
Yeah, you cannot see a cut, and there's actually behind the scenes where you can see, and basically. This is before.
There's some literally just standing still. It's not. They're actually.
It's pre-CGI, or pre a lot of CGI. So they had to get gymnasts that could hold themselves completely still.
Yeah.
So weird. You can see little hand shaking.
I wouldn't mess with that. It'd be rubbish.
I don't want to ruin the shot like using that Toast of London where they're doing the one-er and all he's got to do is one thing at the end.
No, I've not seen that one.
It's got to do one line at the end, but it's like you don't want to be the one that's going to ruin it by blinking or something like that.
I'll put that one in the description, that Phillips one, and the Toast one.
And Toast, the Toast one's amazing. It must be terrifying doing a one-er.
Yeah. I don't think we've done one really. We've done a few that are meant to look like one-ers, but a little bit of overexposure to hold a cut and stuff and dip to black and that. But yeah.
With the Titan arm, we did a one shot. I think it was about a minute of a Jaguar, like going from the exhaust pipe all the way around it as it revved up all the way through the gears in like a rolling road.
Yeah,
it's a crazy building. It was like a semi-anechoic chamber, which is where they, it basically doesn't have any sound bouncing around, so it's got all those sort of like pyramids on the walls.
Yeah,
and they do it to test the sonics of the car, and they just rag it like you can go like it's going like 180 miles an hour or something on the rolling road. So we just basically went up all the way up through the gears and just got this amazing like sound from it. But it was really cool. But there was no one to mess it up. Like the car couldn't really blink. Well, the windscreen wipers could have gone off or something. I don't know.
What the fuck is the car doing? Or it just skipped off the rolling road and crashed into the wall.
Honestly, I was crazy. I wouldn't stand in front of it when it was going.
Of course not.
And it's mad, like how this room was massive, but how quickly it fills up to a toxic level where you have to get out, like with a car driving.
How quickly?
Really? Yeah.
How quickly?
How
quickly?
Maybe like after a minute or something, if the car had been really raggy. Yeah. Just imagine like this is a car like high performance, and then it's suddenly like beep 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 beep. Get out! Everyone get out! The carbon monoxide levels.
It's like mass suicide at Jaguar filming.
Exactly. I tell you what, like it's crazy. Like the sound of it, because this is all about the sound anyway. It's called what's called the art of sound or something. But the sound of it was so massive. Because it's been engineered that way. It was like being in a room with a Tyrannosaurus Rex or something. Like it was genuinely like, a little bit like mad. Like there's this car that with so much power going.
All those films you made for Jaguar were brilliant. The one with all the beads on the speakers.
That was that one, yeah.
Yeah. That is so good.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one with the big robot arm.
Yeah.
Which got like a robot arm wants to shoot a burger. It's a really bit overkill.
Yeah.
Like if you look at, I think there's a really good Instagram called Film Up or something.
Yeah, I will follow that.
Yeah, sometimes you just see someone with a camera on a broom. Like that, and it's like, well, they've got the same shot.
Yeah.
It's like this really expensive.
Shitty Rigs is a good one for that as well.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, anything with a broom. I mean, that's like the Slay Duggy one. It's like making stuff in brooms. It's the best.
Yeah, I think we didn't do anything with brooms for the Paw Patrol video we made, did we? No, but that Paw Patrol one was a bit dangerous because it came out just before the lockdown, didn't it? And the toilet roll shortage, and we just made a video with like, was it 400 rolls of toilet roll?
Well, so we
didn't waste them though. Alex from Studio Kicks still has them.
I think you started it, guys.
We did. The thing is, so we wanted to do it like the Andrex video, right? The Andrex dog's famous for mucking around with the toilet rolls, right? Yeah. But like, a week later, is like we were literally like having a bath in champagne.
Yeah,
it looked like so decadent. We might as well be throwing diamonds around, treating this like toilet roll like it was just paper.
Yeah,
People were rioting over toilet roll like weeks
Yeah.
ago. I think we might have started that. You're right.
Yeah, but it was
right.
but actually we didn't get any. I don't think there was no comments about our wastage of toilet paper, but we've been pretty good actually.
You didn't get cancelled.
No, we didn't. Slay Doggy hasn't been cancelled though. Some of the things those dogs say on stage, they should get cancelled.
It's outrageous.
Some of the things those dogs say backstage. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to leave.
I've not been. I don't go there. I just don't go in the backstage room with them. It just can't be.
I don't know how anyone could put up with them. But
It's been quite positive though. Like if you look at YouTube comments on anything, it's 90% people having a go and being horrible. If you look on the Slay Duggy ones, it's actually quite positive, relatively positive.
well, people don't want to be reported to RSPCA. I think.
It's true, yeah.
Like, you can't be mean to a dog. Like like even in the park, you can't shout a bad thing at a
Yeah.
dog. Someone will come and have a word, right?
Yeah.
So on the internet, you don't want a permanent record of you saying something bad to a dog.
Yeah, because I think, like you said, robots like dogs.
I think so. That's why they make like if you see like the robot, like Boston Dynamics, it's based on a dog, not a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like have you seen a cat robot? Oh,
No.
I want a robot that will just sleep and just do what it wants. No.
They want a dog, an obedient
Exactly.
robot. Yeah,
Who would just want a robot? Oh, I love your robot. What's it do? Oh, it doesn't do anything. It just lies there.
Sometimes it puts his head on my hand and expects me to do something.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, it's like those seals that they give the old people that are
You've
lonely.
helped people
A
seals.
robot seal, yeah.
Oh, yes,
And all
I've seen
the
that.
seal does, I think it's probably
Didn't
got,
they
I
do
think it's
an
got like a dildo in it, like just my place when it gets stroked or something.
Didn't they do a? Was it? What did they do in an episode on that with that seal? Was it Family Guy or something? They did something with one of those seals. I think it might have been Simpsons or something. I want to get one of those seals. Robot seal.
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, it's just stroke it and it lights
I
up.
think it just goes.
It goes.
Yeah, it's companionship at the end of life. End of life companionship.
Oh, at least I've had my robot seal.
Since Keith died, my robot seal has been everything to me. They've been stealing from me.
What, the seal?
I think so. Taking my medication.
Have you seen my pearls?
It's just wearing them. You gave them to me. That's another one for the when the robots take over. I do genuinely think that robots will take over though. Terminator and all that. But we don't learn. These films are made and then we still go ahead and do it.
Do the same traits.
Humans
If
are
it was
so
up to me, I'd be like, oh
behaviours.
wow, look, this is actually what could go wrong with AI. Let's not do that. Leave it. We'll just do it ourselves. Do it yourself. Because the Terminator film is quite scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about like Zuckerberg, right? Like, he should have like a button where you can just turn Facebook off, right?
Yeah.
But he can't. Like, if I was Zuckerberg, I would have turned Facebook off. Like,
Yeah.
years
But then
ago.
he's a different kind of person.
Well, he's AI himself.
Yeah, I think he's
If you look
AI,
at his
yeah.
skin, he looks like he's got the same skin as Data from.
Yeah,
Star Trek.
he is Data from Star Trek, yeah.
He's one of the Men in Black.
Yeah, he's
Must
definitely
be.
a Men in
Have you
Black.
seen him get cut? Like just white blood comes out, like Bishop.
When he does the
Yeah.
alien scene.
Facebook meetings. He's just talking to people like this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they'll have to have that. Like they'll have to have for AI. Like somewhere they'll just have to be like two buttons that people have got to press at the same time.
Yeah.
Shuts everything down.
And then it just comes
That's
back on.
Superman
Oh
3,
no!
isn't it? That's Superman 3 with
Yeah,
the
Superman
super
3.
computer.
Yeah, they'll turn two keys at the
Yeah.
same time.
And then Richard Pryor eats it, doesn't he? Yeah.
It'll be Bezos and Zuckerberg, and then Zuckerberg's head will spin around 180 and go,
What are you doing?
You think this is the real Zuckerberg? Think again.
Then Bezos just does the same. Oh yeah. Right, so we've done 40 minutes and we've got other stuff we need to get on with. Is there anything you want to talk about before we finish? Anything you want to plug?
I was going to say, so you said you could about the projects you can't talk about. What? So tell us a project, because we've only got a little bit of time, that you've been proud of.
There's two other projects I'm really proud of. I'll tell you about one of them, right?
Yeah.
So this was my career highlights was getting on Have I Got News for You? I've been on there twice, right? So I was on there with on the lamb chop in space, right?
Yeah.
And the other one I did was Bude Tunnel.
Yeah.
Right, which was for Sainsbury's, which was a really fun like Christmas campaign for Sainsbury's. So basically, you know how things get really excited on TripAdvisor. People list things as like that aren't worth going to, but saying how amazing they are, like fake reviews. Basically, Sainsbury's had a trolley tunnel in Bude in Cornwall that was 70 metres long from the car park to the front of the store. It's very windy. It's on a cliff. Like, if you've ever been to Bude, it's just horizontal rain constantly.
Yeah.
And so they got this trolley tunnel, and people were saying this is an architectural wonder. I think this guy Nick, who was an architect, actually started listing it and saying it's like the 8th wonder of the world. I mean, it is pretty amazing when you're in there. You do feel special. It feels like Gattaca, like you are getting a spaceship to take off or something. It's just perspex, Cornish perspex, but it's pretty good. So it started getting really popular. And Sainsbury's wanted to do a thing about going all out for Christmas, right? We were like, well, what can we do to the Bude Tunnel to make it a Christmas tunnel? So we covered the whole thing in about 100,000 lights and had this amazing like video screen. It was, I don't know if you've ever seen like Fremont Street in Las Vegas, you know, where you drive through in Con Air and it's got the amazing screen. So we did it like that. It's like this crazy video all over it and loads of things. We made it into a candy cane and had Christmas music. And it just went crazy. Like everyone was so vibed to it. People were driving from London to Cornwall to see it.
Insane.
And everyone was reviewing it. All the press came down. And it was there for a week and it just kept getting bigger and bigger because it turned out that Bude had actually had their Christmas lights cancelled that year.
Oh, really?
Which worked out really nicely for us because it was the big thing. But it turned out people were going to that instead of Eden projects and stuff because they were like, they wanted to do something festive. And so, you know, it started like this traffic problems started happening. And
oh, really?
But it got crazy. Like at one point, someone walked a horse through it. I don't, you know, we'd organised some stuff. And I was trying to get someone to bring some goats down because I'm a big Father Ted fan.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do the tunnel of goats, right?
Yeah.
But we were told we couldn't have any goats in there because of health and safety. But you
horse.
can't control the public, right?
Yeah.
So someone just brought a horse down and walked a horse down the tunnel with like a yeah, it was really weird. That just people just kept turning up and doing weird stuff and using like a performance space and stuff. And to do something where everyone's positive about it, and you know, you see like people genuinely coming in and having a massive smile on their face, like loads of stuff. You know, like we've only got people for a certain amount of time when we're doing creative stuff, so you've got to entertain them. You can't bore them, or you can't like just. Sell,
you don't need to explain it to them as well. That's another thing. If you take too much time to like go, this is the concept. People just got to get it and see it as soon as they get there. They got to experience. Yeah.
I mean, I was there for a week and I stood in the tunnel so much just watching the show, and it's just, I just love it. It just made me feel so good. And every time a kid came down, I'd watch it again to listen to what the kids and parents were saying and things. And the weirdest thing, like we were driving back to London from it, and we were going to the our company's Christmas party was that night. And as we were driving back, we put the radio on. And it was Radio 1, and they had a phone in about the Bude Tunnel while we were driving all the way back to London, where people were talking about it, and they were interviewing people that had been down there and talking about other Christmas lights and stuff. We're just like, wow, isn't that amazing? Like you just get into the zeitgeist, into like culture. But you know, it wasn't our idea to make the Bude Tunnel famous. It was our idea to amplify it. And like I say, it's like you take something that's already quite silly, and do something else silly with it as well. Yeah. Silly times silly equals magic.
Yeah.
It's the one.
Yeah, but I think the problem normally is with silly times silly is getting stakeholders buy-in on silly is impossible. They're like, well, why would we do that? It's not like our brand. You're like, you just go with it.
Yeah. One of the hardest things about creativity is that clients want to see that it's happened before and it's gone well.
Yeah.
But then you're not the first person to do it because you'll say, well, look, when someone else sent the lamb chop into space, it went really well. And they'll be like, okay, well, let's send a burger. And then it might not do as well.
Yeah.
Because
well, it won't because it's been done.
Because it's been done and there's nothing special about the burger.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a Beyond Burger for, I don't know. Anyway.
Beyond, yeah. But then you'd have to go beyond the stratosphere or it's just...
Yeah, beyond, going to troposphere.
Yeah.
Right, there you go. Sorted. All right. Hello.
Hello, Beyond.
But yeah, often you want to see stuff. So you miss that first mover thing. But also, it's nice if something's already got like a bit of a life, like the Bude Tunnel. We were like, look, everyone loves this. There's so much positive sentiment around it. Really helps you sell it. But creativity, honestly, 99 out of 100 great ideas never get made because they fall away on the hurdle sometime, or you know, clients don't like them, or there's just something slightly wrong with it. So honestly, really big respect to like any clients that buy any amazing or any work like the Bude Tunnel, because it would have been so easy for them to do something like a nice picture of a turkey, just say that's our Christmas thing. But to do something that's like so non-traditional, and then to see like if you look at the graphs, like the graphs about what all the share of voice was that week and stuff, everyone was talking about Sainsbury's, no one was talking about the other stuff, and it was like you can't beat John Lewis at their own game of like doing like you know, like a pangolin crying. Looking for a telescope at Earth with COVID. Yeah, you know, and whatever. And someone buys a bat from John Lewis, and then they sing a song on ukuleles.
Yeah,
you
can't beat John Lewis at that because they've got all the money in the world to chuck at it, and they start it December 26th. they start doing next year's one, don't they?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
like some of them have got like 2 years in the making. Like it's just crazy.
I bet there's babies being born now that they're training up to sing maudlin versions.
John
of pop
Lewis
songs.
actually buy the babies as they're born. They go, "We want your baby," for the Waitrose ad.
Yeah.
And it's twins. Well, the twin can go in the John Lewis ad. Done.
Exactly, and then they'll just fit it. They'll try and put a little ginger wig on it and, and glasses and everything. Yeah, all right. And now we're going to do like
Ed Sheeran.
and Ed Sheeran, like just on a tiny little ukulele, Galway girls, but really slowly.
Yeah, we're going to slow it down.
Make it sadder.
We're going to change the ukulele to a violin, and then he's done. That's John Lewis.
Yeah. So the weird thing to take on John Lewis and their mega budgets and their sad advert with a Perspex tunnel covered in lights. I mean, it's non sequitur. It doesn't make sense, but it worked.
Definitely works.
I'm glad it did because I would have been in so much trouble if it had been a flop.
Yeah. Well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Do you want people to follow you on Instagram? No. Good. No. Don't follow Nick on Instagram. Unfollow him if you already follow him.
If you know me, follow me. But if you don't bother.
It's pretty boring.
Well, no, I'm just not going to interact with you.
You could. You could make a new best friend.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nick, for doing our podcast.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a
Thank
pleasure
you.
always. Thank you.
Great to have you.
Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook.
All the
Don't
socials.
follow them in real life, because they can get quite aggressive.
Yeah. And apparently we've got TikTok now as well.
TikTok, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't corner them. Don't follow them or corner them. It could be really, really dangerous.
Don't. No, he means that. And hellfirecreative.com,
Correct.
the website.
Follow
There you
it.
go. Cheers.
Lovely.